Hey, what's happening, gamers? How's everybody doing? Dinner tonight was amazing. Welcome back to Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. My wife made fish, and I added some salad to it, and I had some bread, and I made like an impromptu fish sandwich. I'm good. Had some ginger ale. Pretty happy. Topped it off with some Chips Ahoy. It's all good. Much better than fast food. Thank you, Sweet Pea. Okay. So, last night, we rescued that, I don't know, that kidnapped kid. And we cleared out the entire Black Shirts Mussolini base, shooting everybody. Which I do not recommend because it would not end well.
Must have been terrible.
I only have one shot left. Whoopsies. I mean, oh, can we start again? Because I needed the thing that's in there. Unless I could use this to open it up. Can I use this to open it? Aha! There we go. Okay, it doesn't matter. And I believe we have some ammo. Do we don't have any ammo? How much ammo do I have? I have only 11 shots left with my revolver. That's not cool. Dun da da. No, Indy, stop that. Da 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 da. Dun da da. So you guys voted, and Amber and I were really surprised that I counted now a lot of votes for Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb. Like, a lot. And I was just like, holy cow, that's a insane amount. So I hope you guys will watch the series starting tomorrow. And some people are like, oh, it's only going to be like 6 episodes. Like, I think people are misunderstanding how well I knew the Staff of Kings. Like, I knew that game like the back of my hand because Amber and I loved it. When we played it so many times, and it just, like, you know, it was a really cool adventure game. I've only played through the Emperor's Tomb once. In 2003. That was a long time ago.
Oh, David says, I can't stay long, but I'm going to watch for about 15 minutes to help out with the views.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Thanks, David, and says, sounds delicious with what you had. Hey, what did you say about the Staff of Kings?
Well, Staff of Kings I played a lot because I really liked it. The Emperor's Tomb, I played through it once when it came out. And then Amber and I did a series on it that never aired because it was supposed to air when we were moving. And we went on vacation, and the hard drive got corrupted along with a couple other series that we were going to post on our channel. Because we were in an Indiana Jones mood because of the Crystal Skull or something. I don't remember. There was something big with Indiana Jones going on back in the day. And so we had a series that was going to go up, and it was the Emperor's Tomb. Because Amber keeps telling me, she's like, I remember recording that game. And it's like, I vaguely remember, but, you know, if she says we did it, we did it.
Well, I remember I was excited about it because it took place in China.
Yep. Yep. So I made a really cool thumbnail that's going to go up tomorrow, and it has the Stone Warriors, like, in the background, the Terracotta Warriors with Indy in the background, and I blew it up like really big.
I also remember learning. I watched some documentaries while we were doing that.
Yes, you did.
And I really like that looks great.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So that Harrison Ford thing, that's an action figure.
Oh, thank you for the gifted membership, Justo.
That Harrison Ford.
Oh yeah,
that's a statue / action figure, and those are real, like Stone Warriors. Like those aren't like 3D models. Those are real Stone Warriors that I put on the thumbnail. So it says Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb Part 1, and it's big.
Hi.
So that will debut tomorrow at 6 in the evening. And we're going to try to do, like, 1 episode, see how it goes. And then we're going to have Indy, a bonus episode of this, later in the evening.
Hi, Yu-Gi-Oh! Dude says, yeah, that Troy Baker also voiced, voiced Pain in Naruto Shippuden. Thank you.
Interesting. I didn't know that. I didn't watch the dub, so I don't know.
Thank you, Justo, for the gifted membership. Thank you so much, Justo. And Oh, you're making some Batman videos? Awesome, Captain Zach. That's really great. Great to see you, Yu-Gi-Oh dude. Hi, Miss Deanna. Hi, Champion Paul. Hi, Jacob Langland. Hi, David. Ruby Saban, Sayan, and hi, Shadow Trooper. Hi, everyone. Hi, Juan.
Time to pay this Giuseppe
Hi, Jade. Hi, Gamewing. Hi, you know what I like about, well, never mind. I don't want to bore people, but it's interesting. I think, and maybe I'm wrong, but if I can remember correctly, the emperor that made the Terracotta Warriors, I believe he was Emperor Qin, who's not China's named after. Oh.
You're fine.
And I really like him because, many people think that, fun fact about the Terracotta Warriors, that, like, many people think that, like, oh, he made people work so hard on making those Terracotta Warriors, but actually, he was a very, like, merciful, emperor compared to the ones that came before him, because, people might not know this, but before Emperor Qin, they would actually kill hundreds or hundreds of men and bury them with him so that he could, just like in Egypt, they had similar beliefs in China as in Egypt with the afterlife, where in Egypt they believed that the emperor had to battle the forces of darkness to fight for their people. If the emperor fought, then that way, or the pharaoh fought, then they could help make a pathway to heaven.
Mm-hmm.
And in China they believed similar things, where the emperor had to fight for their people to make a pathway to heaven. So if the emperor got to heaven, he would fight for his people. So they would actually kill hundreds of warriors in previous times. But when Emperor Qin came to power or whatever, he didn't want to kill people to bury with him. So he asked for that those warriors be made out of clay. So that was actually to save people's lives. I know it seems stupid, but I think it's good. I mean, it's a good step. Instead of killing people and burying them with you, you just make them out of clay. I think that was a very merciful thing that he did. But so I mean, I think that's a nice thing to think about, that he actually he took a good step forward in stopping the killing of people when they got buried.
Yep.
I thought that was pretty neat.
Yep. So I was actually watching last night. I watched a documentary. I watched the Battle of Shanghai, and I was just going over like some things that I remembered about it. So apparently, the only things that I remembered when the Indiana Jones game happened is the bombing of Shanghai, which was a very pivotal moment in modern warfare, because it was the first time in modern history that a military group actually targeted a civilian city. Like, so in 1937, they literally bombed the innocent Chinese citizens. They didn't actually attack the part of Shanghai that had the military troops.
Right.
They bombed Shanghai and killed thousands of people, and then they invaded Shanghai. And there were different parts of Shanghai that had international, like a city built into it, like an international zone that consisted of American, Russian, British, and Chinese and Japanese troops.
Oh yeah.
And they didn't bomb that area. So then you had all these people trying to get to the safe zone, and like they were caught outside of that sanctioned area where the Japanese weren't bombing, and they all like were crushed by buildings and all kinds of stuff because they couldn't get away.
Yeah.
So that was basically that Battle of Shanghai created the reasons why the Germans and everyone in World War II bombed civilian cities, is because the Japanese did it first. They were the first ones to do that, to basically, you know, there's no going back after that. And if the Japanese had never done that, then maybe, you know, civilian populations wouldn't have been attacked in modern wars. But they did that. They did that.
Yeah, I don't think the pharaohs, and I'll have to clarify, I don't believe the pharaohs buried people with them like warriors. with them that I know of to fight with them. But what I meant to say was the Pharaoh did believe similar things in China and in Egypt, that the Pharaoh or the Emperor of China or the Pharaoh of Egypt they would be placing their trust in that Pharaoh or Emperor to fight for them. And I don't know if they buried people with them in Egypt, but they did in China, and so they found many graves before Emperor Qin that people were buried along. It is disturbing because they would just, because then they assumed those people would be resurrected to fight alongside the emperor. They were fighting for their, I guess they were fighting. I think they believed they were fighting in the underworld for the salvation of their people.
Something like that. So,
yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's why I like the Terracotta Warriors, because I think it was a very good step, like it's a very good step towards sanity. Like, instead of killing all these people, you're just gonna make them out of clay. Like, this is the sane choice.
Oh, there's no pictures left. Is there the controller for the sound? I can't hear very good.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Okay, so we're doing side missions, which the side missions, what's great about that in this game is they actually have cutscenes and they have further stuff that adds to the story. So, do you remember that that kid that was taken in the Vatican? Like, we talked to this one dude and he said my my partner was taken from me and imprisoned. So at the end of the game, I went back to the Vatican and I rescued that kid.
Oh, yeah?
So now we're doing that side mission, and we're also going to be doing the nun side mission and some other stuff. And then we're going to be going to Egypt and doing the other side stories that I missed. That is the plan, yo.
Oh, yeah, I remember Luke was telling me that, Super Reviewer, that Indy saved Short Round from that. Well, I mean, Short Round was in somewhere else at that moment.
Yeah, Short Round wasn't there. Like, Short Round, like, after 1935, Short Round is in a boarding school in America, in Boston, I believe. Yeah. So he's not in, he wasn't in Shanghai in 1937. Like, Indy got him out of Shanghai in 1935 at the end of the Temple of Doom. So when Short Round came with him, like, that was it.
So... this is where the professor worked before they were kicked out.
Whoops.
Yeah, I hate Champion Pulses. I hate war.
Well, of course.
100% completing everything on Astrobot. Yay. Did you, Game Wing? Luke did 97, but he almost did 100%. He almost did 100%. Hi, everybody. I'm still making salad. I'm gonna put the corn in it. I've got cucumbers in there. I'm gonna put corn in there. I've got, if I have any extra, of the, what do you like in it? The cranberries, black olives. I make Luke his salad that he likes.
I put my stuff on the stove. I don't know if the cat ate the fish.
Oh, I ate the fish.
Oh, you ate the fish?
I ate the roasted fish. It looked really good.
It was good.
Aww. Yeah, thank you, Miss Dina, and thanks everyone. Hi, Super Reviewer. Yep. Hi, Alpha. Hi, Ben, and hi. Yeah, I like Emperor Chin. I think he's a good emperor. I wasn't there. I watched an interesting. Is that what we're gonna be talking about with the character? That's the guy. Who
there's gonna be all kinds of stuff in the Emperor's Tomb. It's all ancient Chinese stuff.
I like that emperor. I watched an interesting documentary about him on YouTube, and that a lot of people said a lot of mean things about him. Just like in every
Indiana Jones game, though, like the Staff of Kings and everything else, you still go to Egypt in the game.
Yeah.
Like, so you are gonna go to Cairo, I believe, in it,
yeah.
and you travel the world, but mostly, you know how this game was very biblical based? Like, it was about, finding the Ark and, like, biblical stuff. You went to the Vatican. So,
Yeah.
the Emperor's Tomb is more of a spiritual game. So, Indy actually fights, like, stone warriors and demons and, like, well, Chinese version of demons. Like, he goes into freaky temples in China.
Yeah.
And the whole, just like the Temple of Doom, like the whole game was about, or the whole movie was about him finding some type of relic that was involved with that, culture. So the Emperor's Tomb is a game where Indy does travel over the world and get different relics, but the main point of the game is to find the Emperor's Tomb. So he's there. It's more of a spiritual aspect. Whoops,
Yeah.
cutscene.
That's it. Looks like he's stationed in Section F today.
That guy's a bad priest.
Yeah, I don't think he really is a priest.
Yes, he is. But he's a bad priest. He's part of Mussolini's, like, crew. But this is why I like the side stories. As you see, it adds further to the plot that you missed out on.
Yeah.
Because they actually... It's not just like, oh, okay, go and do this thing. There's actually cutscenes that are connected to it.
Well, it's kind of interesting that, like, Egyptian people did have a few similar beliefs to Chinese emperors. Like, they also, I mean, not to the same degree as those huge terracotta warriors, but you can see in Egyptian tombs they did bury, like, small little, like, clay dolls with people, or, like, not dolls, but, like, basically mini figurines of people in some tombs in Egypt. They were supposed to be servants to, like, the pharaoh and stuff when they died.
Yeah, you battle, if I'm not mistaken, I think you fight the Chinese mafia in the Emperor's Tomb, because you're not fighting Chinese military, because the Chinese military were the Allies. Like, people forget that, but China's army was actually part of the Allies. The only reason why China didn't have that many forces to deal with in World War II is because in the Battle of Shanghai, like, China had 1.6 million soldiers strong, and Japan invaded China with 600,000. 145,000 Japanese soldiers died. 420,000 Chinese soldiers died because Japan had superior technology and China didn't have the means to repel Japan because of their air superiority, and they had a better navy. So China lost a lot of soldiers, like, in 1937. So by the time World War II actually officially kicks off in the War of the Pacific, like, China was able to send some forces to the Allies, but they didn't have as big of a fighting force as they did in 1937. In fact, they were able to repel the Japanese in 1937 and push them towards the sea, but then Japan invaded in another part of China, and they brought, like, 200,000 more troops in, and it kind of, like, was in a stalemate, because China had more men.
Right.
It's just Japan had better technology, and so they were able to kill more of the Chinese than the Chinese were able to kill of them. And what made that, like, war so difficult is the Japanese had a completely different mindset than the Chinese.
Yeah.
The Japanese saw the Chinese as pigs. Like, they didn't see them as humans, so they would pillage, they would do bad things to women and children, like doing basically the whole Mongol total war thing, where they would go through and destroy every city and village they came across, burning crops. They were horrible. And Japanese soldiers, when they would talk to the press, they would say, well, the difference between you and me when we view the Chinese is you see them as a person. We see them as cattle. So what we're doing is not wrong, because to us they're not human.
Yeah,
And
I
they
don't
would
know how
literally
came up
say
with
that kind of stuff.
Like, why did that? it's odd that they would have that perspective, since I studied like the Edo period, and during the Edo period, Chinese and Japanese people traded and were like peaceful with each other.
The problem is,
I don't know how they became like that.
Japan and China had so many wars, like where China would dominate Japan, Japan would dominate China. By the time the 1930s rolled around, it was Japan's turn to be the bully.
Right.
So, but this time Japan had been preparing for centuries and had a plan to, you know, deliver justice to China. And if it wasn't for the Allies and, you know, us attacking Japan and all these other countries, China could have been wiped off the face of the earth. Because Japan just was adamant about destroying them.
Here we are.
That's why it was terrible.
It's terrible. Well, I mean, like, even until, like, because I love Chinese culture, and even before, like, when I don't know what year it was, when the Forbidden City was invaded by Westerners. But up until the Forbidden City was like where the Emperor of China would live. So so it wasn't until 1900, so like literally almost from, I mean, I don't know, like I don't know when China is one of the people say that China is one of the longest going languages in the world, and one of the oldest continuous cultures in the world. Like, China has never been divided up. It's always been the same for like literally thousands of years.
Yeah, we have to interrogate this guy, Giuseppe. Yeah, I agree, Champion Paul. That's what I believe too. Only God can decide like who's human and who isn't. You know, we're all equal. That's why war is a terrible thing. Like, I don't understand how the Japanese got that mindset, like where they were like seeing the Chinese as less than human, like during World War II and before, because it was terrible and it shocked the rest of the world. And when they bombed Shanghai, and literally like the civilians who weren't fighting force, like they were fighting China over in like actual sanctioned off battle areas, and then they came in with their bombers and their Japanese Zeros, and they crushed Shanghai for no reason whatsoever, other to prove that they can at any time destroy China. And the thing is, we lost 4 or 5 Americans in Shanghai. Like, we had diplomats and we had other people there, and the Nazis had like diplomats there too who died. And one of the famous diplomats said, you know, the Fuhrer is not going to let this go unpunished. Like, he's not going to, my sacrifice won't be in vain. And of course, the Fuhrer then joined up with Japan. But, you know, Japan had to beg to forgiveness for America, because we had servicemen and innocent civilians die in Shanghai, and they paid us $2.5 million in damages. Before World War II, in 1937, they met with the United States because they didn't want the U.S. to get involved yet. And then, of course, in 1941, they decided to bomb Pearl Harbor. But, you know, in 1937, they paid us $2.5 million to keep us, you know, out of China, basically. To be like, we're sorry for killing your people. We'll let you evacuate. And that's what we did. Like, America evacuated all the non-Chinese citizens that were living in Shanghai on a U.S., I forget the name of it. It was like a U.S. Battleship. I can't remember the name. But they evacuated, and then, you know, China or Japan went in and basically, you know, did horrible things to Shanghai.
What, did they evacuate everyone, the Americans, from the whole country, or just the city?
Just Shanghai. They evacuated from Shanghai.
Because my grandfather was there after they evacuated all the Americans from the country. My grandfather was possibly the only American there. There was nobody there.
Oh, probably, yeah.
He was allowed to stay because he was a doctor, and also because he has dual citizenship. It's possible my grandfather was one of the few, if only, Americans in China at the time.
Did we not talk to this guy?
There was a time where he was. I don't know what time he was there though, but yeah.
Sì?
Dove è il frammento, Giuseppe?
I manufatti sono stati portati in cantina. E tu chi diavolo sei?
Where's the cellar?
Seriously? Boxing time. You don't want to throw hands down with me.
Wow, you literally punched him in 3 seconds.
Well, I'm upgraded, Sweet Pea.
Oh my gosh, that was literally not a fight at all. That guy just fell over.
Yeah.
Must be an address.
I'm upgraded though.
But
3 Via del Pellegrino. Maybe that's where they keep the stone fragment.
Okay.
it's interesting, like, many people don't know because people see China different now, but before 1949, the citizens of China could vote on their like leader.
Because of Chiang Kai-shek or whatever?
He was the one who was elected in 1949 as the
No, he was in power in the 20s.
oh, well
Chiang
then,
Kai-shek, he was, like, the reason why Mao was able to even get power is because, like, he mentioned how badly Chiang Kai-shek did during the Battle of Shanghai. Because Mao's forces...
So maybe you could get elected several years in a row.
I don't know.
then.
Mao's forces and Chiang Kai-shek, like, actually had a ceasefire. Because remember, there was, like, civil wars and stuff going on in China between the two factions, the nationalists and the other people, the communists.
I don't know if Chiang Kai-shek was a general or if he was the president. I thought he was both.
I don't know. He had a military uniform. But, like, they agreed when Japan invaded that they were going to work together. So Mao's forces and Chiang Kai-shek, like, both worked together to repel the Japanese. They tried to.
Oh, so they both worked together, and then in 1949 is when Mao took over.
Well, because they basically said that Chiang Kai-shek, like, during World War II, he was a fiasco. Like,
But what happened afterwards was horrific.
oh, of course it was. But I'm saying that's one of the catalysts for what happened.
But they lied because he said it would be better, and then it was horrible.
I know.
They took everyone's homes.
I'm just clearly talking from a historical point of view.
I know, but I'm saying that he lied because he took everything. He burned their culture.
Yeah, I know.
He took everything from them.
I know.
It was very horrible what he did.
Non lo so, ci sarà pure qualcuno da provocare.
Che ne dici di lui?
Perfetto.
What? Okay, you want to throw hands? Yeah, I didn't think so.
Yeah,
What was that about?
It was a horrible war. I hate thinking what a horrible war it was.
Oh, World War II was terrible. Yeah, it really was. But in the Emperor's Tomb, that stuff takes place in 1935. So this is 1937. So right now, the Battle of Shanghai is actually going on, like, during this time.
So the Emperor's Tomb would be before that battle then.
Yeah, but we did try to... Everyone that was in the safe zone of that city of Shanghai, whether they were British or non-Japanese, like the Chinese, like, what do they call it? The people who were taking shelter inside of that part of Shanghai, we helped evacuate them from, from the war. Which is probably why they fired on our battleship. But, like I said, Japan actually had to pay us in damages. $2.5 million in 1937 was quite a bit of money.
Well, they should have paid everyone who was there, including the Chinese damage.
I only know what happened
I know
between
they didn't.
the U.S. and Japan. I don't know how Britain handled... Because Britain had... I think Britain had like 50,000 troops in Shanghai.
What I'm saying is they shouldn't have killed anyone. That's what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, of
Shouldn't
course.
have killed anybody.
But like I was trying to explain to people, is Japan and China for thousands of years always fought each other. So what just happened with the modern warfare, like with them going after a peaceful China, is they had been waiting to get revenge for what happened to them centuries ago when they were battling China. So they were preparing for it, or rather the shogun was. And, when they had the technology, they had all that other stuff. Did I survive? Holy crap. It was... China and Japan have always fought each other. Like, not so much anymore because Japan is now the peaceful country.
Yeah, but China isn't what it used to be. It used to be the emperor.
Because
like
even though the Mongols weren't Chinese in a sense, Japan blames China for Tsushima. Like the invasion of Tsushima, they blamed and they almost went to war over it.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's been we don't understand everything that goes on. You know, from our point of view, it looks like, oh, okay, you know, the Japanese really hated the Chinese, but you know how we had one major civil war in America? For thousands of years, China and Japan fought each other over lots of stupid stuff.
But
So,
it wasn't like a constant war, though.
they fought each other quite a bit, like in actual wars. Like they threw down quite a bit. They invaded each other quite a bit with like massive armies and things like that. And China at one point tried to take over Japan, ancient Japan, because they saw it as that they were Chinese, or that they were basically Chinese. So there was, you know, there's all kinds of stuff that used to happen in the ancient world. You know, no country was blameless in terms of like warfare and stuff like that. They all invaded each other. They all killed each other.
I mean,
that's why war is
in
bad.
reality, all people are related to each other, all humans.
But right now, in this point of time, so for the past like 80 years, Japan has been a peaceful country. And, you know, China right now is a very like military strong country. But, you know, like 100 or 200 years ago, Japan was a very strong military country.
China used to be strong militarily, but they were destroyed by Westerners.
Mm-hmm. And the Mongols messed up China a lot in the past.
Well, they were invaded by like Europeans. Their Forbidden City was destroyed, and it was like no one was allowed to enter that city for like hundreds or thousands of years, and then the Westerners destroyed it.
The Cellar key.
That's why they didn't. Oh, it doesn't matter.
Well, yeah, that's what, like, when people say, you know, the Japanese did terrible things, yes, they did, but you have to remember from their point of view, it was payback for what happened hundreds of years to them.
But that's so long ago, though.
Yeah, they held a grudge. It was part of their religion.
That's a long time ago, though.
I know.
But it wasn't even the same country anymore, because at that point it had been destroyed by Westerners, so that wasn't even the same.
The good thing about nowadays is Japan has let go of their past. Like the only type of warriors they are now is economic wise, really. They do have a military that can protect themselves to some extent, but it's nowhere near as big as it was in World War II, or prior to World War II. Because I don't know if they're allowed to. For like several hundred years. I don't remember.
There's some kind of...
There's some type of,
Yeah, because we had people stationed in... We had friends that were stationed there.
Petrus could refer to St. Peter. Nuntius Christi, messenger of Christ. Patron of the fallen angels. Protector of the Circulimani. The Great Circle.
You have any idea how old that was?
Ma che ci ha fatto entrare?
Seriously, this again?
Wow, Indy, good thing you leveled up your punches.
Sei finito!
Oh, this guy threw more than one punch.
Uh-oh. Well, that didn't work out well. Did we get him?
That's for the vase.
So you can whip the body if you want.
Disturbing. You're very disturbing.
I know, I'm a violent person.
No, I didn't say we're violent.
I can be violent in video games. It doesn't mean anything in real life.
Yeah, I know.
You know how long the media has been trying to paint gamers as like this horrible, violent race of people, and yet gamers haven't really committed any of the terrible modern atrocities that they say we've been committing for 40 years. Yet they still make hit pieces about us in nightly news and blame us for everything.
Yeah, but you guys have to realize, I mean, people saying the things that China does nowadays. You're talking about the Chinese government that took over violently with Mao.
Yeah.
Though that government is still in power. Nobody voted for them. I'm not saying an opinion. I'm saying a fact. I had family that was there. They were not voted in.
Yeah, like the good guys was Chiang Kai-shek.
Chiang
Like
Kai-shek actually
Mao was
won.
not good.
He actually won the election.
Yeah.
And then the other guy came in and forcibly took over, which means the government that's in China right now did not get voted in.
Oh! Get off! Get off! No! Dang it!
Oh, thank you for the super chat, Miss Diana. So, you know, it's not like Chinese people are doing this or that. It's their government is doing it. They're not in charge of their government. They don't have any rights to say what their government can do.
Well, yeah, the Korean War was because of like all the stuff that happened in Asia. Like basically for the Asian like population, that side of the world, 1937 was really the beginning of their war, and it lasted all the way through the 1950s.
Yeah, thank you for the super chat, Miss Deanna. I mean, what I heard about it when I was a little girl, if I can remember, was that Russia gave aid to, because Russia was the Soviet Union at that point, and they believed in communist government, so they gave aid not only to the communists in China, which was Mao, but also to the communists in North Korea.
Yep.
So it was basically Russia and Mao that helped North Korea take over they were going to take over all of Korea, but countries such as the US and South Korea stepped in and fought against it so that they could save half of their country. It used to be just Korea.
Haven't the media been lying about gamers forever? Yes, they view us as like the scapegoat, as well as the group of people that they like to blame all of society's ills on. Even the election they're blaming on gamers, and things that are happening all over the United States they say is our fault. When the funny thing is, there's been countless studies that has been done to disprove any type of violent tendency that gamers have, compared to people that drink and people who do other things that cause more problems. There's very, very few instances where a gamer has actually done some of the horrible atrocities that have happened in this country, like with like mass shootings and all this other stuff. So like the studies disprove all of that, yet they still like to beat their drum that our community is responsible for all that terrible stuff, which isn't true. But they just like to blame us for everything because it's easy to point at gamers like, look at them, they play video games, they're a problem, watch them, put them on the FBI's most wanted. It's what they do.
Yeah, you're right. If the whole thing with China didn't happen, North Korea probably would not have been taken over either. It's very sad.
So while World War II lasted for 6 years, 1939 until 1945, like the war in Asia lasted from 1937 until sometime through the 50s, because they count what happened in, actually they might even count into Vietnam as well. Like the Far East, or was in a.
Then it was called the Burma Road, was the road in which people tried to give supplies to, like the Allies and Chiang Kai-shek and people trying to fight the people that were taking over China and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a lot
Very
of bad
horrific
stuff happened.
I think we could break this wall, so I'm gonna give it a shot. Dang it! Are you serious? That looked like it was a breakable wall. So what am I supposed to do now that we came in the cellar and we saw that the black shirts, Mussolini's people, are stealing things from the Vatican here? Uh-oh. Back off, you stupid mutt! Come here. Your owner's going down. Heal. Okay, there. Alright, what am I supposed to do here now?
Yeah, the Korean people do want to be one people, Miss Deanna, that's true. And at one of the Olympics, they they walked under the same flag for a little bit.
Yep.
I don't remember which Olympics it was.
And hopefully someday, you know, people will, because the world is becoming more interconnected, because of you know, technology and stuff like that. More people are starting to understand what's going on all over the world. Whereas, you know, in the 90s and the 80s, everybody was kind of isolated country by country. You would hear murmurings of what was going on in other countries, but you couldn't literally, you know, find exactly what's going on. Nowadays, anywhere in the world that has technology, you can search up what's going on in their country at any time. We live in the age of information. So everybody is more connected than ever before. So my hope is someday that, because of like everyone's, I know people have differences and wars spark all the time, but for the most part, I think that the world is going to get a little bit better because more and more people will be able to relate to what's going on in other countries to some extent. It's not, I don't really, I mean, a World War III is possible if tensions don't, you know, de-escalate with some of the countries right now, but I think that people are getting a little bit better than they were like 80 years ago. You know?
Yeah,
but at least that's my hope.
My cousin...
Oh, no.
Dan, I've never met him. He fought in the Korean War, and he's never come back. I never met him my whole life.
Yeah, he married a local woman.
Yeah, he married a Korean girl. I've never met my cousin in my whole life. He fought over there, and he never... I mean, it's a long... Costs a lot of money for a ticket back.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So, yeah, he's never come back. But I know I have a cousin that lives in Korea that fought in that war, but I never met him.
Return the stone fragment to who? Who needs... the stone fragment of what? I don't know what that means. 53.
World War II technically never ended until 1989, says Jojo.
Technically, because of the Berlin Wall.
All right.
Return stone fragment.
I mean, what was even more worse was... Yeah, we can't even talk about it.
Don't get too much into it.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah, the wall was horrible.
Indiana Jones. Great Circle. Indiana Jones Great Circle. Vatican. Cellar. Code.
Well, that happened.
11-11-36. Where is the suitcase?
Yeah, like somebody said the Korean Wars never ended, but that's true in a way.
Yeah, it is true in a way. So it's saying that this is 11, 11, 3, 6. Bingo! Ah? Street Scrapper? Increased damage with 1- and 2-handed melee weapons? Oh, very nice. Wait, that's it? Okay. Well, I like the idea of getting stronger. The upgrades that they have in this game are actually pretty cool. And I went through most of this game without ever upgrading anything. Huh. Add a boost to stamina recovery speed. Where's Street Scrapper? Oh, it's in combat. Yeah. Where's Street Scrapper? There it is. Boom. Yay! Exploration! The ziggurat. I don't know why you would need something from the ziggurat there, but whatever. And prep time. Add a boost to stamina recovery speed. Very cool. Okay. So we've been doing pretty good with this. I am much stronger than I was before. So what is going on with our little journal here? Savage discovery. Return the stone fragment. Professor Savage will be happy to get the stone fragment back. He should be waiting with Sydney in the library. Okay, so where is he? I don't even know where the library is. Where is the library? Library is where? This way?
Ti porgo I miei saluti.
Oh, that's not it.
Che c'è, compare?
Okay. Library. So through this? What, honey? Why? Honey, it's just a historical conversation. It's just a history conversation. How do you get to the library? Oh, that's how you get to the library. This is considered the library? Okay. Well, there'll be none of that. Oh, I know what the library is now. I have to be a clergyman. Okay. How do I do that again? Yeah. There we go. Yeah, I didn't... After this, do the Nun in Trouble. It has a fun cutscene. Well, yeah, I'm doing all the side quest stuff that I missed out on. Except I'm pretty sure I did everything in Egypt. And then tomorrow we'll be doing Emperor's Tomb on Steam. Oh, there they are.
Dear Mr. Wellington, I regret to inform you,
Professor,
that the excavation
it's
must
him
be
who
put
saved
on
me.
hold. Oh. Father Gallagher? I say, thank you for rescuing poor Sydney.
And sorry for when I walloped you upside the head, sir.
Never better, kid.
Take your time, Professor.
My word. You found it.
What do you make of it, sir?
Well, my bet would be it's a stone fragment of the epitaph from the tomb of St. Peter.
Oh? You should have become an archaeologist, Father.
Yeah, well, it's never that adventurous. There's a greater conspiracy behind all this. I'm gonna keep digging for clues.
St. Peter, Professor. One of the apostles.
Correct. The founder of the Catholic Church. Sometimes you surprise me, my boy.
All right. Side story done. Let's do another one. Okay, so let's check our book. Oops, I did that wrong. Okay, so The Secret of the Giants. A nun in trouble. Talk to Gina. Wait, talk to Gina? After the encounter on the balcony, Gina, the journalist posing as a nun, agreed to trade information if I could help her find her missing sister. Talking to her might help shed some more light on the mystery of the stolen cat mummy. Okay. Sounds good. So this is called The Nun in Trouble. Why is there a photo here? For what? These guys?
I regret to
Let's
inform
hope that kid stays out of
you
trouble.
the excavation must be put
All right.
on hold.
I really, really like this game. I think Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is probably like in my top 10 of this year. Like, it's pretty high on there. I think Final Fantasy Rebirth is higher because I mean I literally put like 100 hours into that game. But this is definitely probably in the top 5 of the top 10. Like it is really well done.
Un po'
And I am still furious that the moron developers called this a game for modern audiences. That was the stupidest thing they could have done. Because if we don't get another Indiana Jones game until 10 years later because of that moron, I'm going to be so angry. Because this is a textbook Indiana Jones game. There's nothing in here for modern audiences. Indiana Jones acts the same way he always does. He's not been nerfed. He's not been, like, reduced to a sniveling beta. He's the same jerky, rude, obnoxious know-it-all that we all know and love from every Indiana Jones movie except for the Dial of Destiny. Like, it infuriates me to no end. Because, I mean, I've been waiting for an Indiana Jones story this good for probably 15 years. The last good one was Staff of Kings. It's so aggravating. Like, I get angry just thinking about it. Yeah, because, I mean, this game is, like, literally the entire team, regardless of what their personal or religious beliefs or what they identify as, they all work together to make this. That needs to be praised, you know? There's nothing in here from 2020's nonsense. They showed up and did their job, which is exactly what people wanted them to do, and they nailed it. But this game is getting such a bad reputation because of that idiot. And it literally became a meme. It's just, it's infuriating. It really is. Alright, so Gina is up here. Anyway, going up. No, it's okay. So we're back into our Father O'Malley type gear. It should have been Game of the Year, yeah. Yeah, the priest dancing to the jazz stuff was really funny. I've actually taken the time to listen to a bunch of nuns and people in Cairo and stuff talking, and they're all talking about what current events were happening in the 1930s. Like, it's actually really interesting stories to listen to, the NPCs in this game, if you take the time to do it. And they're just talking about day-to-day life, like how they get water and stuff in the desert, or nuns gossiping about, like, a certain minister, or, you know, talking about bird watching, all kinds of stuff. It all relates to what life was like in the 1930s. No, it's not really thug speech. Thug speech is funny. Like, I haven't really laughed at any of this stuff. It's just, you know, people day-to-day life stuff. But, I mean, this is what I wanted the Cape Crusader to be. Cape Crusader, I wanted it to be an immersive, like, 1930s, 40s-esque thing. And they interjected, like, 2020's nonsense into it. It really, like, completely snapped you out of that, like, fantasy world. This doesn't. This makes me happy. Very few things make me happy, but this made me happy. Oh, about the Battle of Shanghai? I mean, it was pretty nasty. People are kind of amazed that, like, historians and stuff are talking about Indiana Jones, including the Battle of Shanghai, which is, you know, not something a lot of people talk about. So they were kind of like, wow, that's actually pretty impressive that they did that. Short Round isn't mentioned in this game at all. Which is a shame because he talks about Marion, he talks about Sala, and he talks about some other, like, characters that he's met, but he doesn't talk about Short Round at all. That I know of, unless I'm missing something. He doesn't mention Short Round. He has brought up Sala a couple times. When you're in the desert, and you're, like, just doing stuff, he brings up Sala, like, during the story, and during some of the side missions he talks about Sala. Because, I mean, Sala's literally, at this point in time, he's in Cairo. So, I mean, if Indy actually would have gone to Cairo in this game, we probably would have seen Sala, and the actor of Sala would have loved to reprise his role, probably. He loves the Indiana Jones universe. The best part of the Dial of Destiny is Sala. Sala is the best part of that, because we get to see the friendship and what happened to after Sala left Cairo after World War II and stuff like that. Like, that is the best part of the Dial of Destiny, seeing the friendship of Indy and Sala and how it's advanced over the years. That was the best part. That was the heart and soul of the movie for me, is Sala. He's in it, yep. Yep, Sala's in it. He has several kids. His kids and grandkids appear in the movie. Yep, Indy and Marion are kind of like their godparents or something like that. Yep. 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 I love Sala. He's one of my favorite characters.
Forse non è niente. Uno di noi è.
What now? Huh? Huh? Mussolini pigs, huh? Yeah, that's what you get. Anyone else? Huh? No? Okay, I win. Oh, restricted area my foot. Wah wah.
C'è qualcuno là? Aspetta.
Falcon punch. Oh, that's funny. Well, that's it. So much for stealth section, am I right? Wait, where is she anyway? I don't know where Gina ends up after this. Where is she? Ooh, that's weird. Where's Gina? Ow. I would love for Short Round to be DLC. The only problem is this takes place in 1937, so if I was a game developer, be like, where's Short Round? I would know exactly where he is in Indiana canon and be like, he's in school in Boston. He's in a boarding house in Boston. Indiana Jones won't be going to America in this game outside of the Connecticut College, so there's no reason to show Short Round because Short Round is only like 13 years old. So he's in school. Now, if this game took place in the 50s, it'd be like, yeah, I'd have Indiana and Short Round like meet up somewhere just for a brief cameo. And I would have the actor who played Short Round reprise his role because he loves the Indiana Jones universe. Because in the 1950s, Short Round is looking for the Peacock Diamond, which is in Hawaii. So, like, older Indy could meet Short Round. Short Round becomes an archaeologist in 1950. So Indy could have easily bumped into Short Round anytime after 1950. But prior to that, I think they meet up in 1948 for something, like in one of the comic books they do. But Short Round is just like kind of in there briefly. And he doesn't go by Short Round anymore, he just goes by his name. That's why I didn't know it was Short Round. The first time I read that comic, I was like, wait a second, who's the Asian kid? And then I read on Wikipedia, oh, that was Short Round. It's like, really? Didn't really give me the impression of Short Round. He wasn't even wearing his Yankees baseball cap. Or Dodgers baseball cap. Where's the nun? Where is the nun? Aha! Alright, Gina, let's go. The Sistine Chapel. No photography. There's Gina!
Psst. Come on.
Okay.
Long time no see.
We just met.
Never mind. You have information you wish to trade.
A potential lead on your cut, Mommy.
I'm listening.
My Vatican contact, Juliana. I asked her to see if the Vatican has information on you and your college. I'm to meet her in the museum, but something must have happened, because the museum now is locked down.
So what are we waiting for? Who is this contact of yours?
I met Juliana when I was a correspondent during the Abyssinian War, before she found her place in the Vatican Sisterhood.
So here's a question for you guys. Do you think that Indiana Jones and the Great Circle will be considered a game of the year for 2025? Or do you think it's not even going to be included because it came out in December of 2024? Like, what do you think? Do you think they're going to consider it, or they're just going to completely ignore it? Because I still think it was criminal that they didn't include it. Can I beat this guy up? I can't go inside that booth? Why? Oh, so Indy won't strike somebody inside of the Sistine Chapel. Okay. I was seeing if he was gonna do it.
Good for you.
So you are the American priest that Padre Ventura was talking about. I love America. Please, come to confess me. Come with me, I need a confession. Please have a seat.
You're forgiven.
Father, wait, I didn't confess yet.
Hurry, let's get this over with.
Father, forgive me because I've sinned. I had an affair with my mother-in-law and...
It's all right. Just say 3 Hail Marys.
No, Father, you don't understand. My wife is expecting a child and I fear that...
What?
Yeah, let me finish, please. I fear that my mother-in-law is with the child also.
Jesus Christ, what have you done?
Wait. You are not a priest.
Screw it.
That is so Indiana!
Sorry, pal, you kind of deserved it.
Yay!
Alright. Where'd that lady go?
Oh my gosh! That was so good!
Must have slipped out of the soldier's pocket.
Oh my gosh, that is something he totally would have done.
Boy, this guy
Oh
is
my
in
gosh,
trouble.
the characterization is just muito bem. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that was amazing. Okay, Amber didn't know what happened. Indiana was brought into confession by a guy who his wife is expecting a child. So the soldier slept with his mother-in-law who's also expecting a child. His child. Because his mother-in-law apparently is very beautiful or whatever. And his wife was preoccupied. So Indiana said, "What is wrong with you?" And the guy was like, "Wait a second, you're not a priest?" And Indy's like, "You know what? Screw this." And he punched the guy through the confession booth and walked out like nothing happened. I know, it was so great. I know, he was like, "Forgive me, the guy's confessing his sins," and Indiana's just like, "You know what? I can't with this guy." That was hilarious. Because I could see Harrison Ford's Indiana doing that, actually. It feels like... I mean, there was some funny sequences in Staff of Kings and Emperor's Tomb and Infernal Machine that was textbook Indiana. But the way they filmed it and his reaction and how he shakes his hand off after he punches the guy, like, it feels like actual cinema. Like, even the side missions are textbook Indiana Jones. It's amazing. I've literally waited since 2009 for an Indiana Jones game this good. Like, it's been a long, long time. And I'm not disappointed. I'm having an absolute blast. And if this game was quote unquote like how people say, you know, oh, it's woke and stuff like that, that never would have happened. Like Indiana would never punch somebody like that. And also, this company, even though I'm sure they're made up of so many different like people with religious backgrounds, they're very respectful to both Catholicism, Judaism, and Christianity in this game, which is not something other companies do. A lot of game companies are very disrespectful, very spiteful towards, you know, that religion. And this game, like most Indiana Jones games, is very respectful. So I appreciate that. As a Christian, I really appreciate that. Because that's not the norm this day and age. So I mean, it's pretty cool. Yeah, I like how God zaps the Nazis with lightning too on the Ark. That was funny. Oh, it is hardcore Indiana. Yeah. Yep. Well, he's not a priest, and, you know, even Indy has, like, some type of decorum. He's like, wait a second, you're married, and you slept with your mother-in-law, who's now expecting a child? Indy's just like, miss me with that nonsense, and he punches the guy through the confession booth. That's awesome. It's funny. I enjoyed it. It was funny. All right, where's Gina? How did Gina get way over there? Oh, I'm gonna have to knock this guy out, because as soon as I drop down, he's gonna be like, "What are you doing here?" He's gonna ask me, "Hey, what's going on? What are you up to?" Oh no, I don't have to punch that guy if I don't want to. I can use the zip line. I don't have to interact with him at all. Dun da 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 dun da 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 da. Well, I cleared this area last time. I can do it again if I need to. Where the heck is Gina? My salad is made. Thank you, sweetheart. Da 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 da. Meet Gina. I don't know where the confession bit happened. I don't know if I could make that a short, because I mean he's literally talking about doing like naughty things. There are Indiana Jones shorts we can make based on me punching a bunch of people and not doing stealth, but where the heck is Gina? Uh-oh.
Alleato a terra!
Can't believe I'm trusting her. This lead better be worth it.
It's okay, I made a time code. You can watch it whenever you want. I don't think I've been here. This is new. This is new. I've never been here. Thank you, Mark, for letting me know about the nun thing. I wish I would have done this like during the main game, but I get to appreciate it now, so. Or it was either Mark or Marcus. The dude with the Joker profile pic. What is this? Oh, this is just a light. Bump ba da bump bump ba da bump bump ba da da. Gina, where are you? Huh? Thank you, Chad, for renewing. Attention. Attention zone. Non-entry.
she was right.
Ooh,
Museum
we
is in
could...
lockdown.
I've never been here. Museum wing.
Find a
This
way
is new.
inside.
L'hai vista? Chi? La suora? Io no, ma tante sì. Ormai non ci si può più nemmeno fidare delle suore. Dovrebbero apprezzare che siamo qui a portare ordine.
I've never used an umbrella as a takedown before. This is gonna be fun. Yeah, I really hope they include this as Game of the Year next year because it needs to be nominated. Because it would be a crime if we have to wait 10 years for another authentic Indiana Jones game. Oh, no achievement for the umbrella? Lame. Uh-oh.
Cos'era quel rumore? Eh? Soldato a terra!
Quiet, you'll alert the rest of the people. Oh, this is one of those cases where you knock the guy out and he's still standing. They need to patch that. Nah, no guns for you. You can eat floor, though. See how he shakes his hand off when he, like, really hits somebody hard? That is a very nice touch. Because it adds some human element to the character you're playing as. You know, it feels like something Indiana would do. It's just these subtle touches that just show that literally these people watch the Indiana Jones movies probably more than I did my entire life. Like, you really feel like the character. I mean, it's just, it's incredible. Oh, I don't know how to do that. You've reached a limit. Is this some kind of code? Oh boy, one of these. Code lockup table. Confidential, memorize, and destroy. Numbers for letters C, D, E. And are circled in the column for Wednesday. How could you even read that? I can't even read what that is. C is 9. I is 2. Wait, no, I can't. What are those? Can anybody read that? Anyone at all? Can you read that? 1, 7, 8, 2? Is that a 7 or a 4? 1, 4, 8, 2? 1, 4, 8, 7?
A lookup table.
And you guys have good eyesight. 1, 4, 8, 7. Okay.
Shipment notice. Some kind of code on it.
Thank you. That didn't work. Why didn't that work? If it's 1487, why didn't it work? Yeah, you think Indiana's gonna get buried? Yeah, I agree. I mean, people might not like me for saying this, but just because Metroid 4 has been in development for like 10 years, I don't think it's gonna be that amazing. I've waited almost a decade for it. I don't think it's gonna be everything that people think it's gonna be. I think people are overhyping Metroid Prime 4. I hate to say it, but unless I see something major, because if it releases for the Switch is not a system that works very well anymore. And that, you know, how do I know it's going to release for the Switch? Nope, that didn't work either. I mean, if it releases for the Switch too, that would be something to get hyped about. But I don't, the idea of Metroid Prime 4 Beyond being on the Switch with the Switch, even Mario and Luigi had slowdown performance issues. The dishes in the dishwasher are clean. Thank you, Butler Luke. Indiana Jones. Garden. Vatican.
Somebody was trying to give you a number.
Suitcase.
Try 7841 backwards.
I did.
Well, there might be a website that has the answer. I can.
Okay, let's try.
Where are we? Vatican?
Yeah, we're in the Vatican. I'm gonna try something. 7 1 7 1. Nope, that didn't work.
Jotaro says he expects it to be a cross-gen.
He thinks that it'll be cross-gen.
Maybe it'll be on the Switch and the...
I mean, if it's on the... You mean like what they did with Twilight Princess? Yeah, maybe.
Why not both?
Why not both? 6380. Whoa!
You can't outsmart me.
How'd you guess that?
I looked it up. So the code in the safe for the museum wing is 6380 for a date to remember. So the None in Trouble one is supposed to be 7171. Which is what everybody in the chat was saying, but it didn't work. Giovanni's letter. Dear son, my sincere congratulations on your promotion. It was not easy to get in that post, but you are Uncle Mario. Come through in the end. Now would you like to do me a favor and deliver a gift to El Deuce during his visit to the Vatican? Inside the package are the bottles of the finest grappa and your grandfather's vineyard. Blah, 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 blah.
This letter is from high up the food chain.
Vatican medicine. Wink.
People are wondering how we even figured that.
How is that guy still just there?
Non mi convince.
Now I can go back to sleep. Yeah, he was sleeping as I'm browsing through his tent. Oh, that's kind of funny. There's still more people out here? There's more? I thought I cleared everybody out of here. Ooh, whip to the face would hurt. Get over here! Yoink! What's this? Oh yeah, that'll do. Well, that's one way to break a lock. Money, money, money. Money. Giovanni is somebody in Team Rocket? Oh, okay, so that's a Pokemon reference? Charizard, I choose you!
Subiamo
I'm sorry, what were you saying? I kick you. Whoop. The one thing I wish that they did in this game is that when you knock out a guy, that you could, like, take their uniform. Like, in this game, you can find other uniforms to wear, but you have to go to a designated area to find them. It would have been more fun, like, in the movie, like, when Indy needs a disguise, that he takes it from, somebody.
I would like to see Indy wear a nun uniform.
Indy wear a nun uniform. I mean, that would cause a lot of attention.
Yeah, I know.
The only reason he could get away with, like... Did he dress up like a lady in the Middle East in one of the movies, or no? No, that was Jackie Chan. That was Jackie Chan. Yeah. Because, I mean, if he wore... It's 1930s, so if a man wore a dress, it's going to cause a lot of people to, you know, be like, what's going on? It's going to draw more attention than anything. Especially if you're trying to be a spy. Also, if you wore a dress as a man in the 1930s and you were in a military thing, they would think you're crazy. Which is why in that MASH show, that one character wore a dress all the time because he was trying to get, like, kicked out of the military during the Korean War. He was trying to be labeled as insane so he could be thrown out of the military. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but his commanding officer just didn't care, and he's like, nope, you're staying. It was a running gag. The entire show, he wore a dress. He was trying to go home, yeah. Yep.
There's a note on
Yep.
October 20th.
Well, that's what the gag was, yeah. Whoop. I like the biscuit. Right, aren't we supposed to find Gina now? Oh.
Some people, like, purposely injured themselves so they didn't have to get into, like,
There were people that purposely injured themselves. There was a lot of stuff people tried to do to get out of, like, going to battle, but... I believe some people got yeeted by the government for desertion. Like, I don't remember. I believe we executed some of our own soldiers for desertion in World War II. I don't remember. If it happened, it was very rare. World War I especially, we did that. Like, people got executed for desertion.
Over here, Dr. Jones. I opened this window for you.
You opened the window for me. Thank you, Gina.
I was just thinking, maybe this is too scary for an archaeologist.
I think I can handle it.
All right, tough guy. We have to find the Stockroom. That's where I was supposed to meet Juliana.
This is a really fun side story. It feels like if you actually would have done this as part of the game, it would have furthered, like, the relationship between Gina and Indy. It would also explain why they're partners, like, and they both have their own agenda, too. Like, Indy's trying to find the Great Circle, and she's trying to find her sister. So they're just, like, kind of, I wouldn't say co-conspirators, but they're working together. But they have different goals.
Let me get this open.
When they start
Corporal
teaching
Klinger from
lockpicking in
MASH.
journalism school.
MASH was one of my dad's favorite shows.
Right after ours.
I never liked it. It was too slow paced for me. And it wasn't really funny. It was just kind of like, he thought it was funny, but... And they made it very real, too. When an actor left the show, they killed off their character. Like, the first guy who was in charge of the MASH unit ended up going home to see his wife, like, have children or something like that. The helicopter was shot down by the North Koreans on its way to the airport, and he died. And, like, in the same episode, they report the news that the dude died, and it's like, holy crap. So they were, and that show was like really upbeat and happy too. So to have like the dude, he's going home to see his wife and kids, and then all of a sudden like, you know, RPG, and that's it. So they did things where they made that show like really grounded in realism.
Per quanto tempo dobbiamo tenere chiuso il museo?
This is a good pile.
Il vostro compito è semplice. Fate in modo che nessuno entri senza permesso.
D'accordo.
Yeah.
I'll take care of that
You
guy.
volunteered for too many flying missions and they thought you were insane.
Yeah, but very few people got kicked out of the Korean War. Oh, Gina's going. Let's go.
That guy was like, what?
Ooh.
You fight well for an archaeologist.
I really like to go hands-on when I work.
Nice pun. I like to get hands-on with my work. This is a cool place.
Shadow Trooper thought it was funny when he put on the disguise, but it was too small for him.
Yeah, see, that would have been funny too. Like in Raiders, when he puts on the disguise, he can't get it on. And then somebody comes there and is making fun of his uniform. Like the German guy doesn't even realize he's not a German soldier. And then Indy's just like, he rolls his eyes and he beats the guy up and he takes his uniform. Yeah, those type of moments would have been great in this game, where like if you had to take a disguise, that you did a bit like that. That would have been hilarious, especially from a first-person point of view. I think that would have been fantastic. Oh well.
Missed opportunity.
Missed opportunity, but still an amazing game. Like this game is an easy 9 for me. It's a 9.
Obviously.
Without even thinking about it, it's a 9.
An archaeologist.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you get to travel a lot. Sometimes bad people try
If
to kill
anything,
you.
it felt too short.
What's it like being a reporter?
Pretty much the same.
Gina, don't be in that. That looks important. Don't stand in there.
Miss Candace says, my dad loves the show MASH.
Yeah, a lot of people like the... My dad was in the army, so he thought MASH was funny. Oh, right to the temple. Oh, I felt that. Ah, dang, Indy. Dang, Indy, right through the... That's another thing I would have liked to see in this game. Staff of Kings had like more destructible environments. Like you could pick up a chair and whack them with it. You can't, like, I'm hovering over this chair and I can't interact with it and use it as a weapon. Staff of Kings, I could pick up a chair and, you know, smack somebody over the head with it, or I could punch somebody through a table. There's really not a lot of those, like, fun little destructible things. And there's a lot of, like, potential destructible environments in this entire game. Like, you know, punching a guy through a window, or, you know, occasionally you can knock a guy through, like, a really messed up, platform, and they'll fall like through into like a old Egyptian thing, but those are very rare, and those seem like those are just story oriented things. Like, so that would have been cool, like, because that's what I liked about Staff of Kings is there was some destructible things about it.
This is the Stockroom.
All right, let's see if we can find her contact.
I hope nothing's happened to her.
That punch to the temple, man, that was nasty. That dude was out. Lights out. Reboot him Windows style. Dun 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 dun. It's like he's done.
Chad says, Falcon, punch.
My gosh.
Well, Amy had some salad. I feel better. It's better for me than Highling. Well, Luke, it's just you and me for Christmas, I guess.
It's just you and me for Christmas? That's fine, babe. That's fine.
Aren't you?
Okay, sorry guys, I was putting in a time code. I'm not the fastest typer in the world. Ooh, blood. That's not good.
That looks like...
Bloody handprint, but could be anyone's.
There's a note here. Gina's note.
That's the note I gave her.
I wonder what made her drop it.
It's not like Juliana. She always pays attention to details.
Identification card.
Juliana's identification card.
What if there was a fight and she dropped it?
Or maybe she put it here for you to find.
That sounds like something Juliana would do.
I do have to make all those Christmas presents.
Honey, you wanna walk with your head down so you can see the wires. That way you don't get hurt.
Wow.
What? I walk with my head down so I don't trip over wires so I don't get hurt. There's a lot of wires in this room. Huh? Link! Bad kitty. I guess Zelda's up in the office. It's locked.
Wait, we haven't looked through this room yet.
Just checking.
There has to be something that can tell us what happened to Juliana.
Linky, what are you doing, you weirdo? Sanctuary, search for clues.
Yep, we're in. This is Vatican City.
Yep, we're in the Vatican right now. This entire stream is probably going to be dedicated to the Vatican.
I think we're actually in the actual Vatican building right now.
Yeah.
So.
Huh?
A piece of cloth from a fascist uniform.
Might have been a fight.
Let's look around some more.
I mean, it's pretty evident that she's was in a fight. Something happened. Linky, what are you doing? Meow! Okay. Link! Don't do that. Yeah? Well, you know better.
There's a photo of you here.
Photo of me?
Yes. Look.
A photo of me?
Like, what are you doing?
Photo taken during the infiltration of the Castello.
Why would there be a photo of me in the Vatican?
A secret admirer, perhaps.
No, I don't think it was a secret admirer.
Let's keep looking for clues in the next room.
Okay, just give me a moment.
Gina is the only way that you can open locks because she's a lockpick. Indy can't lockpick.
I suspect Juliana was arrested and she resisted. You think she's hurt?
We don't have any proof of that. Don't assume the worst.
Don't assume the worst.
I think Juliana found out that the Vatican is interested in you for some reason.
Guess I'm just an interesting guy.
That must be it.
Whoops. I didn't know there was a whole Gina side quest. That's crazy.
Yep.
Footprints. From the spacing, I think they were running.
You know tracking.
We used to hunt white boar in the forest where I grew up.
Oh, that's right. You guys were both in disguise in this.
Yeah, I thought Gina, there wasn't a time where they hung out each other as you know.
I thought they just met really briefly and then left.
Exactly.
But there's this whole thing that happened.
Yup. This should have been part of the main story, but it's a side quest. I think.
Link, if there's an animal out there, he really don't...
It's too cold for animals. There's nothing out there.
What is he doing then?
It's just weird.
Juliana.
I think he's just looking at the trees moving.
Uh-oh.
Is that a ring?
Luke, why is he acting like this?
Look, it
Let's
glitters.
not jump to conclusions. Just figure
I
out what
think
happened.
the nun is
In
dead.
blood.
What nun?
Gina's friend.
That's Juliana's ring.
Dov'è la suora assassina? È rinchiusa nella torre dei Borgia.
Hanno capito perché ha ucciso Ridolfo?
Io sospetto che l'abbia vista fare qualche cosa di proibito. Comunque, l'anziano ha i suoi metodi per far parlare la gente.
Lady keeps running off.
Quando laveranno il sangue? Mi dà il volto a stomaco. Non ci riguarda. Ventura vuole un'ispezione completa del magazzino. Se trovate qualcosa di sospetto, venite a riferirmelo, chiaro?
Sì, signore.
Cosa?
Soldato a terra!
Non può salvarti! Ti ho Ma cosa? Intruso!
Well, they killed her. Gina's friend is dead.
I missed what they said because I would have him to take care of the cat.
According to the subtitles, they accused her of stealing something, and then they murdered her down here in the cellar. I think.
For stealing something?
I didn't catch it all because the subtitles were small. But, yeah, she was killed for something.
Stop. Do not come anywhere near this. Stop.
What's funny is the guy who was complaining about blood now has his face in the blood.
Link.
What, did he scratch you?
He bit me.
He bit you? Is he still biting you?
Link, what a horrible cat you are.
He bit.
Really hurt.
He bit you?
He bit my arm.
Are you bleeding?
I don't think so.
Well, his teeth aren't that strong.
Oh my gosh, Link, what in the world's the matter with you?
Honey, he's too frisky. Leave him alone.
I don't want him to keep opening that.
Then he'll have to go in the basement.
You need to stop opening that window, Link. I really don't like that window open at night.
He's not doing anything right now.
Don't do anything else.
Well, that would work for Zelda to calm down, but it doesn't work for Link. So anyway, that dude was complaining how gross and how sick the blood was making him feel. Now his face is like right in the blood. That's poetic.
He was complaining after he killed her?
Yup.
What a sick
How long is it
person.
going to take to clean up the blood? It's making me feel nauseous. That's what he said. Yep.
That's right. He bit me right here.
Well, he didn't break the skin. I'm sorry you got bit, though.
I guess because he doesn't really have any teeth, it didn't hurt.
No, he doesn't have very good teeth. Alright, so we're going to have to push her short, unfortunately. He's not doing the best.
Yeah, Link kind of bites us sometimes, but because his teeth are all messed up, it doesn't... He doesn't really have teeth to bite people with.
He can't really break the skin.
He tries to bite people, but his teeth don't work.
Yeah.
He's like an old man.
Alright, guys. If you could click the short link, that would be great.
Link just bites people with his gums.
No, he has teeth. It's just his teeth. His jaw isn't very strong, so he can't inflict a lot of damage.
Well, he should be nicer because he couldn't be out in the wild. He
Oh
was-
my gosh! Oh wait, this was the other code. Shoot. This was 1717, or it was 7171.
Wow, my Marvel Rivals is almost at 1,000 views.
Congratulations.
It was
sweetheart.
only at like 300 this morning.
Darn it! So it's 717 then.
Wow, that's unbelievable that it got that many views.
Good job.
I don't know how that happened.
I mean, it's still good.
That's insane.
Bingo.
Not bad.
That's it. 717. There you go, Amber. Viking. Probably.
It says, yeah, it says it. Swedish Viking King's Burial Drinking Horn. I guess you drink a mead or whatever out of that.
Ha! What's up, caveman? How is your Saturday
Does
going?
not belong in the Vatican.
Oh. Thank you, caveman. I appreciate that.
God bless you too, caveman.
God bless you.
Be careful in your cave dwelling. Now we're gonna use a plunger on somebody because we can. Oh, this looks like a dirty plunger too. Ooh. Jinx. Oh, wow, this brings us right back to where we were. Okay. Ta-da. Where did she go?
Oh, I always thought that Link was biting people with his gums. I thought that was
No, he has teeth.
disturbing.
Is that supposed to be there?
Well, it doesn't seem like his jaw is very strong because he's never... Like, I've been bitten by cats before and it actually breaks the skin. When Link does it, it doesn't break the skin at all. It just hurts.
Evening, sister.
Sad.
Hello.
She's like,
Would you
please
like the plunger?
get that away from me. I'm wearing all white. I'm wearing all white. That's gonna really show up if anything drips. Please.
I'm gonna go do my Hail Marys. You want to come?
No. She's like, get away from me. I need to remain pure. Not just spiritually, but also without anything gross on me.
Oh, the Mark says, told you had a fun cutscene? Yeah, it did, Mark. Thanks for the heads up.
Portia Tower. There it is.
Oh, man. Well, that was a nice thing with Gina, but I didn't know we were gonna find that gross thing with her friend.
Ora ti faccio fuori! Intruso! Non puoi niente contro di me! Dai, impegnati! Sarebbe una volta! Ci vedo!
So, I don't feel like we ever...
Sei certo! Ehi, alto là! Spararmi contro! Ho ricaricato! Così si fa! Fin troppo facile!
Wow, that's a lot of bombs.
Oh!
You
No!
literally have a gun in Vatican City.
See, that's why you don't, like, attack people like that, though. This is not like a Wolfenstein game where you can go and run and gun as much as you want.
Una buona giornata.
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
I should get out of here.
Although, last night, I got pretty lucky. I was able to pull it. I did pull it off. I shot everybody here. If you go back and you watch last night's stream, I literally, I took down this entire base, which I couldn't do during the main story. I took down everybody, including in the base next door.
Your comments get blocked in the morning when I'm playing alone. I'm sorry, Caveman. I don't know why that happens. I haven't blocked your comments. I don't know
mean,
why.
you could maybe change your name to Caveman, and maybe, you know, YouTube's probably censoring you. Like,
I don't know why. You know, that maybe they stop censoring people at night because they just don't care anymore.
yeah, that could be.
I don't even have any mods on in the morning at all, really. It's just me because I have people swearing at me, and I had somebody yelling at me today, and there were no mods to delete their comments. Somebody was accusing me of reading off a script when I was talking about what Disney places I wanted to visit. They were like, she's reading a script over and over again. It's like, why would I have a script about what Disney hotels I would want to stay at? Doesn't make any sense. I don't know. I guess I was in a weird mood, so I was like, I hope you get it. I hope your life gets better so you stop being mean to people.
Okay.
Oh no. I was just mad. I don't know,
Where have you been?
I'm here, aren't I?
Who's she looking for? Nobody came where I am.
Well, we have to get going. I think Juliana is being held at the top of the tower.
Follow me.
Wait, she's not dead? She lost a lot of blood. How is she not dead? That can't be right.
yeah, I still don't understand the Great Circle thing of it.
You missed it.
We only went to 2 places. I thought there was supposed to be a whole circle around the world with different locations.
The Nazi guy collected them all.
So how many?
You collect 4 pieces. He collects all the other ones.
Oh, so he went to all the other places. I understand.
Take down the medic.
Non-punching a dog. Oh no, we'll see the day.
Hit me!
Wow, Gina. Well, Indy, if you ever end up together with Gina, make sure to
Nope, doesn't
sleep
happen.
with one eye open.
Doesn't happen. The girl that Indy ends up meeting next is the blonde in The Last Crusade. Indy and this girl go their separate ways at the end, Casablanca style. They have a kiss at the airport, and that's it. She becomes a war correspondent. She even says at the end of the game she's going to become... She says war is coming, and she says, I want to write the story, so... Either she ends up dying during World War II, or Indy and her just never meet up again. Because he just doesn't go back to Italy, I don't know. It's probably... I mean, if I would be a betting man, the reason why Indy probably never sees her again is she probably dies in the war.
Oh, it's terrible.
Yep. But the girlfriend that Indiana gets next is the girl from Last Crusade, the blonde chick. The Austrian girl.
Oh, right.
Because, I mean, we're right near the end of 1937.
What if they've done something to her? I'm doing
1938, Indy
Don't
meets
worry.
the Austrian girl.
We'll find her
This
before
is how
anything
we
happens.
say goodbye in Austria.
This is how we say goodbye in Germany. Punch! Goodbye, Dr. Jones. I prefer the Austrian way better. Tower card. Actually,
Tower.
if you think that's weird,
It's appropriate.
in 1937, blonde girl is actually with Indy's dad right now.
Oh.
Yep, the fall of 1937, she's with Henry Senior, the older gentleman.
Wow.
She's with her father, the father.
Oh.
And then 6 months later, she meets Indiana. Sometime in 1938. Because we're in September of 1937 right now. Because it has to be around September of 1937 because the reason why I say that is the Battle of Shanghai takes place in the fall of 1937.
A nun in a brown shirt hockey fight, says Chad.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry to hear that, Caveman. I don't know why, because I don't even... I mean, I can see if some of these comments are being censored, and it's probably YouTube doing it, because YouTube does censor, like, certain things.
I mean, honestly, I would change the name because, I mean, we understand that it's a parody, but YouTube and Google probably don't find it very funny, and if somebody sees your name, they're probably flagging you as well. Yeah. So, I mean, I would just change your name to, like, Caveman or something else and not, like, based on a famous murderer. I wouldn't do it.
But that's why he's doing it, because it's
funny. I know he's doing it because it's funny, but your comments probably will be hidden from time to time, and there's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah.
So, sorry, but there's nothing we can do.
Yeah, Gina punching that guy, it's like a nun punching a doctor. It's just, like, hilarious.
It's kind of funny. Use a broom.
So I got salad, Luke, and we have fish. I can almost make more.
I really
fish.
wanted to hit him with a a dustpan.
I want to use the you said, well, may I say something? You said you might want to like at some point, like before Christmas, like have a night where we have Chinese takeout. But I was thinking, what if I make Chinese takeout in your rice cooker?
Interesting.
Because I saw a recipe where you can make fried rice in the rice cooker.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of meat I would put in the rice. Ham fried rice, maybe.
I mean, isn't it just pork?
I can make pork and put it in there.
Yeah.
I'd have to make the pork separately because it.
Something's
I don't
holding
know
it
how
in
it would
place
cook
on
in
the other
there.
side.
Alright, what did they say? Something about... What do you say, Andy? Blocked from the other side. Alright, so we're gonna have to whip our way over there.
I still have to make all the presents for people.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. I may go to bed somewhat early today if Luke doesn't mind.
Whoops.
Oh, the Sonic thing.
Requires a key.
Just saw somebody that was saying this game isn't that great and they're streaming it. It's like, okay, I guess they're like the not so great circle.
They literally wrote that?
Yeah, it's their title in their video. And there's like 2 people watching them though. But I mean, I'm not trying to laugh, but it's like
Why did it? Who said it?
I don't know, just some random person. I don't even see it anymore.
The not so great circle.
Yeah, that's what they wrote. But I mean, I'm not trying to be rude, but like I do agree. I mean, I have written titles of games that aren't that great, and there's good games that deserve that, but I don't think this game deserves saying it's bad because I think it is very good.
No, I've called out all the bad games this year: Concord, Star Wars Outlaws, Dustborn, all that stuff. I mean, the stuff that deserves scorn got scorn. This game was miscategorized by gamers, and it's very upsetting.
Thank you, Chad says you can make basic fried rice using rice, salt, garlic, and egg. Thank you, Chad.
Interesting. Thank you, Chad. I guess this is the way.
Yeah, I can't use the oyster sauce for fried rice for Luke. Because it has oyster.
Wait, they don't use oyster sauce when they make the fried rice at the...
I don't think they do, because if they did, I think you'd have a reaction to it.
Yeah, I would have problems.
I think they just use, like, oil and soy sauce. That's what I think.
Where are we again?
You don't have to. Some people add more things to it. Like, they add all kinds of... People add all kinds of things. Like, some people add, like...
meeting you here, Dr. Jones.
Pleasure's all mine, Miss Lombardi.
I hoped Juliana would be safe after joining the convent.
Oh, yeah? Sounds like she was running away from something.
Juliana's a good person, and that makes you a lot of enemies these days.
I've seen people add all kinds of things to fried rice, like chili pepper oil and like all this extra stuff they add to it.
We can't use this ladder to hit people, can we? It doesn't seem like it lets me do it.
Or as that one guy. Remember we were watching Uncle Rod. That's how we got to find Uncle Roger was trying to... That's actually, Chad, how we ended up... Well, I don't know if you've seen Uncle Roger, Chad, but your fried rice is the same choice. When I was looking at all these recipes of fried rice because I wanted to make it at home.
Alessandro la sta vedendo ora.
Tutta questa sicurezza per una suora.
Ventura non vuole che nella torre girino altri ficcanaso, nel caso in cui dovessimo portare dentro altri piantagrane per interrogarli.
Yeah, well, that's how I found videos of Uncle Roger, because basically he was making fun of people that were making it completely wrong. Like some American chefs were making fried rice, but some of the stuff they were adding was ridiculous.
Uno di noi è a terra!
Oh my gosh, Gina's just walking. Are you done yet?
Can't take any chances with the medic. Oh. Sorry, Mr. Medic.
You're gonna throw him off the cliff.
Yep.
Go for the medic.
Bye!
Wow. But yeah, like Jamie Oliver, I like his cooking and stuff. Like, I watched some of his vlogs for English food. But he was making fried rice, and he's like, here's a great thing to put in your fried rice. Instead of putting chili oil or sesame oil or soy sauce, he's like, I picked up this chili jam. And he's like, put a dash of this in your rice. And he's like, it's great. And then Uncle Roger was listening to him, and he's like, jam in rice.
Yeah.
If you really think about it, you probably shouldn't be putting jam in your fried rice.
Hi-ya!
Because
Yeah.
it just shows like how people that aren't from Asian countries, like, they think they can add some really obscure things to the fried rice, and it's not really like, it's not authentic at all. It doesn't, it's just like, it's just very messed up.
I like Uncle Roger, and I like the Italian guys on TikTok are really
oh
funny.
yeah, that they talk about how the Italian
How to
food-
make Italian food. Yeah.
yeah.
Don't break the noodles. Yeah, I like those guys.
Forgot oil, my bad, says Chad. You're fine, Chad.
Yeah, here we go.
I mean,
It's locked.
Move, move.
Allora, chi è il tuo contatto, eh? Te lo chiedo un'ultima volta, dopodiché io ti spacco la faccia!
Gina!
E voi chi diavolo siete?
Dr. Jones.
I'll deal with him.
Aspetta che ti snego.
Wow. Like,
Untie your feet, Dr. Jones. Hey, Strambo, untie your feet.
working on it. I just got punched in the face. Do you not care about how I feel?
yeah. Oh yeah.
Untie your feet, Dr. Jones.
It's a cutscene.
Sorry, I'll talk about it later.
Hey, Strambo, untie your feet.
È lui di cui mi avevi parlato?
Yes, Dr. Jones is an American who is looking for his missing cat.
Che bravo uomo. You must love your pet, as all good men do.
There's a very special place in my heart.
Amica mia, finalmente, amica mia.
Oh, that is Juliana.
Avevi perso questo. Grazie mille. Senti, io rischio troppo di rimanere qui. Io devo andarmene. Dove sono le chiavi? È tutto libero.
Wait, you said you had information for Dr. Jones.
The Vatican has been spying on you since you were digging in Siwa. This goes high up, Dr. Jones. You must have stumbled on something of great value to them. I found this document from the Vatican secret agency authorizing a tell on you. In this key, we'll open a locked door in the tower. Maybe your cat is up there, huh?
Thanks. All right, you help me. Now, what can I do for you?
First, I must set up a meeting with a well-informed third party. I will leave a note for you with instruction in the Sistine Chapel.
It's like pulling teeth with this lady. You know what I mean. Vatican spies, huh? Definitely explains a few things. Well, now that I have this key, I should look for that locked door.
All right, so we got the nun's key, so we're gonna use that.
That's funny that he was like pulling teeth with this lady, but then there was nobody there. How is Dr. Jones a doctor? He has like a PhD in archaeology. He's a professor, so that's why it's sometimes called Professor X, Dr. X, because he would have a doctorate if he was a professor.
He has a doctorate, but he's not a medical doctor.
Yeah. It's just like Professor X of the X-Men. He's technically Dr. X.
I hate when you do that.
But I was just thinking about the one lady who worked for the, she was on the British cooking show. And she technically was from India, but she was working for their show. And she was making fried rice, and she goes, she made the rice, and then she goes, now, what? She goes, cook the rice. And she goes, now rinse it off. It's like, why would you need to put water on the rice after it's completely cooked? then you're just getting it wet. Like, that'd be like making pizza and then washing the pizza off in the sink after you bake it. It's like you already have enough water to perfectly cook the rice. It should be enough water to perfectly cook it. You wouldn't need to rinse it or drain it.
Yeah.
But then he did come to her house and they made rice together or whatever.
Yep.
So that was kind of cute.
Did collabs. Ow. Now Studio C is doing collabs with YouTubers.
Yeah.
Where am I supposed to go?
But it's interesting that, like, a meal that is, like, just a staple meal that a lot of people in Asian countries have, like, as a basic meal, like, that they have, like, every week. That Americans can get so wrong by adding things that don't even make sense into the rice. You know, it's like...
where am I going? I don't know what they want me to do. Photograph. Wait, I thought I was supposed to use a key that I just got now. Hang on, something's not right here.
Yeah, Chad says, why would someone add water on already cooked rice? Exactly. Yeah, that was part of, there was like a British show and they were showing British people how to cook fried rice. And the person showing it off, like, she was from India and she did what the British show told her to do. And then later on when Uncle Roger called her on it and was like, why would you rinse the rice off with water when it's already cooked? And like she's like, I was following what they told me to do on the show. She's like, I know how to cook rice. She's like, I'm from India. It was weird though, but at least they kind of made friends afterwards.
There's one more inscription? Where?
Ossequi, padre.
What? Okay.
Yeah, I hope your headache feels better, Chad.
In caso di guerra, andrò al fronte ad aiutare I feriti.
Un campo di
There's
battaglia.
one more inscription over there.
It would make the rice soggy, exactly.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it would just wet. It would be like it would be the same as if you made pizza and then washed the pizza after it was cooked. It doesn't make any sense. It actually is completely doesn't make any sense at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually slightly insane to do that. Like, it's perfectly fluffy cooked rice. Now I'm gonna douse it with cold water.
Drown it.
I'm gonna drench it with cold water and soak it.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it was like, what?
Nani? What?
Yeah.
Where is this,
You could wash the rice before you cook it, and not after.
Buona giornata.
Where's the inscription thing? Oh, there it is. That's it. So we got all the... Now we have all of them. Now what? Return to Antonio. Okay.
Unless you were making like a stew or something, says Chad. Yeah, I mean...
I guess.
Does anyone end up discussing philosophy with their family at random? Says Jade Rose. Luke ends up discussing Power Rangers with me at random, Jade Rose. I don't know. I mean, I do go on weird, lengthy tangents about...
I used to get
about
into theological and history discussions with my dad. Not so much anymore, though. I would walk over to... I lived next to a church most of my life.
Salve.
So I would just kind of say go around hitting people with shovels. I used to live near a church. And I used to talk to my dad about all kinds of stuff. It was fun. But I don't do that anymore. Obviously.
Yeah, whenever
Missed.
whenever there's a lot of weird stuff on YouTube, I think sometimes we talk to Luke's dad about it. Like, once in a while there's a weird scare on YouTube where people think it's the end of the world, which happens quite a bit.
Yeah.
It actually happened recently. I was actually nervous. Recently, a few years ago it happened. Where people said there was a certain day, and they said that if you went outside that day, that there was going to be demons outside that were going to start like eating your soul and start like soaking through your body, and like they were going to start like people were going to be screaming. They said there was going to be 3 days of darkness and no one should go outside. I forgot what day that was, but I remember like I looked outside and everyone seemed fine, and I was just like, well, I guess that seems okay. Then I think I had to get gas or do an errand anyway, so I think I ended up being fine.
I don't know what you're referencing, honey.
Oh, there was just some conspiracy people online. They were acting very crazy.
Yeah, this is why you don't watch conspiracy channels, because they're all nuts. No offense. They're kind of crazy. How do I get out of here now? I need to go back to Antonio. Antonio! Molto bene.
You should only put a small amount of water if you're reheating some rice, says Game Wing. Hi, Dozen R, how's it going? Says, what main games are you guys hyped for 2025?
Monster Hunter.
For me, it's Sniper Elite Resistance in January. Since Sniper Elite is one of my favorite series that I grew up with. Awesome, Dozen R, very cool.
Mostly just Monster Hunter and Fatal Fury. New Fatal Fury will be fun.
Rice to meet you, what the? Says Super Reviewer. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I forgot when that was, but there were some people.
Yeah, I would just drop it.
I don't want to talk about it anymore. I feel embarrassed for you discussing it.
I don't even know what you were referencing, so. Let's go talk to Antonio and see if he's dancing to jazz music. Antonio! Place the photograph on the... How do I do that? Oh no, is this the photograph thing that people couldn't do before? Uh-oh. Is this the glitch people were telling me about before?
Yep, I'm hyped for Monster
If you find more inscriptions, put their photographs up on the bulletin board. We need more puzzle pieces.
Okay. Oh, nothing.
I can't believe it, Indy. You found all the inscriptions. Oh, and when I was moving toward the central place, I found one of these strange artifacts. I thought you'd want it. I am sure you will.
Another one of these artifacts. How did you end up in the Vatican?
Alright, I think that's it for all the side stories in the Vatican now. So, fieldwork, cutscene things are all done. Underground boxing ring is not. A Riddle of the Ancients is nothing. Find the ancestral relics. Lost artifacts of Europe. Artifacts from different parts of Europe. They should be returned to the right museum.
This belongs in a museum.
This belongs in a museum. Remedy for all. Yeah, that's it. That's the end of the Vatican. See, when it's field work, the Mad Priest, the Savage Discovery, A Nun in Trouble, the Secret Giants, these are all cutscenes. And then you had the main adventure, which was up here. So this is done. I'm just doing the cutscene stuff. I'm not really trying to do anything else.
I feel like they could have made this game less freaky by just calling them giants. Well, I feel like they just had to use that word.
Marshall College. Uh-oh. But of course.
But of course.
Okay, so we're going to explore the college a little bit.
Yep. And, nope, Astrobot is a regular price game, chat.
It might be a $50 game, I don't know. Alright, so we're in the college. Let's see if we can find any Marion Easter eggs. The adventure begins. Hello. What? Thank you. You having problems with your leg? Restless leg syndrome? Weird ambies. Did you put everything away that you were using to cook?
Pretty much.
What does pretty much mean? Is there a tornado outside?
I put the salad that I made in the fridge.
Uh-huh.
There's a bowl.
Uh-huh.
It has some remnants of some things in it, and then there's some...
sit still.
I can't because I'm trying to keep myself...
I know. Try to, like, sit Indian style. That'll help with circulation. You do act like an ADD kid sometimes.
My legs hurt. It's not ADD, it's in pain.
Ha! Wait, did I already change?
Hope Lucky understands.
There's a phone. Anything we can do in the college? This is my classroom.
One night you were exhausted. You were rocking back and forth. You were tired.
That's where I put those notes.
He's tired.
Okay, don't say that word. What is this? Letter? Dear Professor Jones, Borkman letter.
Interesting.
Okay, adventure points. So I did miss out on some stuff here in the school. Shirley's letter. Dear Mr. Jones, I barely got any sleep last night. I was very lonesome and cold all night. This is the reason I was late this morning, and I missed your thesis on something.
Neolithic decline.
I'd rather devastating me, and I wanted to ask you if you could do a private tuition. I hope you could go through it with me, Shirley.
Yeah, right. What a weirdo. Why would he do a whole class with just her?
She's hitting on him. She's asking him to stay after class. It's pretty obvious.
I'd be like, I don't have time for that. You better pay me $1 million.
Honey, they
tons of papers to
didn't
grade.
they didn't have $1 million back then. $1 million was a lot of money.
Still is to me.
$2.5 million that the Japanese gave to the Americans in 1937 would be the equivalent to like hundreds of millions today. So it'd be worth a lot, or 50 million or something like that, or maybe more.
Well, whatever. I asked for a lot of money to stay after class because that's not fair. She's the one who slept in. That's her fault. He doesn't have time for that. He has to grade papers. What?
You're so weird.
I'm just saying. I'd be like, well, are you gonna stay after class and then grade all my papers? And go down on the phone, Gina? And cancel all my appointments, Shirley? Is that what you're gonna do? Because I have 10 appointments that day, and I'm gonna need to explain to all those people why I have to cancel it just for you.
Comic books, new fad on campus. So I did miss out on stuff when I was here. No, Amber, you don't understand. She's trying to ask him out.
That's a horrible way to ask you out. Just
people,
saying you like...
people were very subtle back then.
Oh.
People were not like they are today. Or people aren't even like they were in the 90s. You know. That was her being very, like, naughty at leaving him a note.
Wow.
Yeah.
Scandalous.
Exactly, yeah. Which I'm surprised that Troy Baker didn't say anything, but he doesn't respond to everything. There's a letter here. Faculty card. Dr. Henry Jones, Professor of Archaeology. Doesn't say anything? Okay.
And he would be like, sure, let's stay after class. And then he'll spend time with her, and then afterwards be like, you failed, by the way.
No, he wouldn't do that. He doesn't...
That would be, like, inappropriate, though, for him to stay after with a student.
Right. He wouldn't do that.
Right.
Because Indy has some type of decorum. Which is why he punched that guy who said he slept with his mother-in-law while his wife is pregnant with his child.
Terrible.
He was like, well, that's not going to fly. You're a terrible person, and he knocked the guy out. That was funny. It's funny. Wait, everything's cleaned up after the giant destroyed stuff? No, it's not. It's still a mess. Sort of.
Yeah, I do remember when one of the girls wrote "Love You" on her eyes.
I think that was the blonde girl who ends up betraying him in this game.
I think that's that girl, the Swedish girl who ends up almost trying to kill us. Well, if I was a teacher, even if I was being hit on, I still wouldn't stay after class, and I would still be angry that they asked me to because I'd be too busy.
Ooh, excuse me.
I don't know. I am very strange.
Well, yeah.
I just say, do you know how much I've sacrificed? Well, best way to get people to stop hitting on you is to act insane. Oh, I don't know.
Black shirts. Thugs harassing innocent people.
We never really explored the college before. Kind of fun. This is Marcus's office, I think. Wait. No, this is the infirmary. The college is, this is like the nurse. I'm stealing stuff.
Stealing bandages.
Limited... Wait, that's a bandage?
I don't know.
Is it really?
There's some bandages in there. Item limit reached. There's a bowl to put water in.
There's a bandage right there.
Just what I needed.
Oh, you got some supplies.
Well, yeah, you have to use supplies before you can get more supplies. Huh.
Oh, all this old stuff looks a little bit creepy.
Well, how so?
It just looks like it has dust on it.
Well,
I don't know.
Lots of stuff going on. 1937 Marshall, Eastern Oriental Express, Marshall Theater Group, Dance Recital, new films, new film study every month, Halloween party. Halloween party coming out, Marshall College.
Wait, Luke laughed on the stream?
I laughed when the guy got punched. It was funny.
Chad says, I haven't heard Luke Man laugh like that in a long time.
It was funny.
Last time I heard Luke Man laugh like that was on the Birdman stream.
Birdman. Oh, Birdman. Yeah. Birdman, attorney at law. Yeah. This was funny.
Yeah.
Stuff when it's funny is good. We never really explored the college to this extent. Babe.
Abraham Lincoln. The guy who looks like he wished he was somewhere else.
Open chess tournament, 1937. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Birds. They did a great job with this.
This college looks nice, but also like it looks old. Oh, there's the Sphinx without a nose.
Yeah.
Without a nose.
Without a nose. No Marion Easter egg. I was hoping for a Marion Easter egg. There isn't any. Oh well. Dun, dun,
I can't believe they held an entire museum inside their college.
Yep.
It's crazy.
I don't know if they still do, but they used to. This is the infirmary. Indiana's office is down this way. Yep. No Easter eggs here at all.
Wow. Somebody left their coffee out.
Mm-hmm. This is Indiana Jones' office.
This is his personal office. He has all these like artifacts in here.
Yep.
Wow, his office is huge. His office is bigger than that priest's office in the Vatican.
Actually, I think this is his office. I think Marcus is the front.
Wow, so Indiana Jones actually had a really big office.
This is Marcus's, and then this is Indy's.
Wow.
I don't know. Can we even read
So
that?
before he got fired, he had quite an office.
Oh, he gets his
Pretty
job back.
large. I think that they ripped the name off the door because he got fired.
This is Marcus. Yeah, this is Marcus's stuff.
Marcus's office is smaller than his. Unless they share that back office.
They might share it. I'm pretty sure this is Marcus.
Marcus is like his receptionist.
No.
Hello.
Stop that.
How may I direct? Hello, you've called the office of Indiana Jones. This is Marcus, the receptionist. How may I direct your call? Yeah, I'd like to speak to Dr. Jones. One moment, please. Let me see if he's in. He's eating lunch. May I?
Oh my gosh, there it is. Music by Willie Scott.
Oh, the girl?
Buy tickets. Marshall College 1937. Buy. She came to his college?
Oh my god.
8 p.m. dancing, Willie Scott. She came all the way to his college after he was with Marion? Wow.
Desperate much.
Desperate Willie?
Desperation
Oof.
comes in many forms.
So 2 years later, she came to do a dance and
this is after he made her ride an elephant.
Yeah.
And after he made her...
That is, Willie Scott was the girl, wasn't it?
Anything goes, that's right.
Was Willie Scott really the girl?
Yeah, I think it was Willie. Her name was Willie.
Guys, was Willie Scott her name?
Oh, I don't think anyone knows. I mean, nobody even likes the Temple of Doom.
Temple of Doom was okay, but I mean, it's much better than the Crystal Skull or the Dial of Destiny. But Raiders and The Last Crusade are superior. They're better movies. Yeah, that's it for the college. Well, that was fun.
Yes!
Wow.
It's Willie Scott, that's her name. That's her name. Wow. She's so desperate. He was so mean to her, too. Wow, he didn't even like her.
Alright, so we have a bonus episode tomorrow, guys, where we'll be back in Giza doing some stuff. But thank you guys so much for watching Indiana Jones today. Next up is going to be Sonic 3 movie DLC in Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah!
And then tomorrow at 6 o'clock starts your brand new Indiana Jones series of the Emperor's Tomb. So.
Awesome.
Yep. Head on over to the Sonic stream. Sonic stream needs 40 likes in order to start. Oof. And this was a fun stream. Like, we did all the side stuff in the Vatican. So.
We watched somebody get murdered.
No, she didn't die.
Oh.
I don't know who got killed.
Somebody else got.
She might have killed somebody. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not sure. Alright guys, head on over to the Sonic stream. See you in a little bit. I gotta switch systems. Thank you guys so much for watching. And did we get any super chats? We did. Thank you for the super chat. That helps out tremendously. From Miss Deanna and just Miss Deanna.
And we had
highlighted messages from other people.
Highlighted messages.
Yep.
And we got a gifted membership also.
Yep. 1 gifted membership from Justo Kenobi and 1 renewal from Damien. Okay, cool.
Thank you, everyone.
Alright guys, see you on Sonic.